Hey everybody, in this short video I'm going to try my best to teach you everything that I know about playing slap. Let's get it going. So the cool thing about playing slap is that it's very percussive. It's a lot like playing drums. So it's a lot like playing a drum and playing the guitar at the same time. Kind of like what I'm doing now. So let's start from the beginning with the thumb. You're gonna have your thumb and kind of a flick of the wrist, you're gonna smack it into the strings. Kind of like with the bony side of your thumb. But the real hero here is the left hand, which is stopping all the other strings that I don't want to play from playing. So you'll see that while I'm fretting some notes that I want there, I also got a finger stopping the other strings, muting them from also playing. And if I don't do that, it's not really what we're looking for. So I'll find that when I'm playing slap, I'm usually concentrating more on the notes that I'm not wanting to play rather than the notes that I do want to. But that's not all you can do with the left hand. Another important part is to use the left hand to get some dead notes here. And a dead note is when you're playing a string, but you don't get a regular note. You just hit it like a drum, like I'm doing now. I got my index finger going over all the strings, and then the other three are just hitting into them. You can also get some dead notes with your thumb. Let's add those in now. When you're playing slap, most of the notes you're going to be playing are dead notes. It's very percussive. Now I'm adding in another technique to get a dead note. And that's where you take your finger on your right hand, bring it underneath the string, and then you smack it into the fretboard. And it gives you a cool like snare drum sound. Yeah, let's add that in. And you don't need to just use it to get dead notes here. You can also get it to get some regular notes. Let's try that now. And that brings us to our next point, is the octave. So if you're playing a note right here with your index finger, 2 frets over, 2 strings up, you got the same note there, just in a higher octave. And slap players, especially slap bass players, will then hit the low note with their thumb and pop the high one. Sounds something like this. It just feels right, and it just sounds so right. I'm kind of having trouble with it now, though. It's a little bit harder on the guitar, or at least that'll be my excuse for now. But it feels a little bit better on bass because the strings are a little bit further apart. Now let's move on to something that's a bit more geared for the guitar, and having strings really close together. This is something I call sprinting. So instead of having my hand over here, my right hand, I can bring it into the fretboard. I'm still hitting it with my thumb, but on the upstroke, I'm hitting it with my ring finger. Something kind of like this. Kind of like strumming, but a little bit more hectic. And you can do some different, rhythms with it. It's pretty useful. Let's add in some notes. I also like to add in my middle finger to get some triplets, like that. Throw that in there. I started referring to it as sprinting because it kind of sounds like, you know, in those old cartoons where the character would want to run off screen real quick and their feet would turn into a little tornado. Kind of sounds like that. I also use this with a bit of strumming, like that. Really, any way you can get a dead note, it's all fair game. So back to the octave we were doing earlier. You got that index finger there, 2 frets over, 2 strings up. You got an octave. But more specific to the H string, and another reason why I love playing slap on the H string, is that if you take that same relationship 2 frets over, bring it all the way to the top, you got another octave, but now 3 octaves up. But I won't play that note on its own, the high note. I'll play the 2 top strings on that same fret, and it feels very similar to that octave trick we learned earlier. And it sounds pretty cool. That with some sprinting feels pretty good on an 8-string guitar. Also, instead of just using the top 2 notes, you can use the top 3. And then you got a cool minor thing going on. And that is pretty much everything I know about playing slap. And now we can just put it all together. The video, and I hope you enjoy hitting the bejesus out of your instrument. Yeah, thanks for watching. That was a good one.
That was fucking
Yeah, I think that's it.
Nice.
Thanks, y'all.
Food now.
Yeah, let's go get some food.
That actually felt way better than the first one.
Yeah, I think so too. All the cameras were recording, all the audio recorded well?
I didn't record anything.
Sweet.